Hey folks, Rob here with June's updates and pickups. The first question I'm sure you're asking is what happened to May, and I basically didn't do any pickups in May. Things have been a little tight. I was waiting for payment on one of the freelance projects I'm working on, and that eventually came at the start of June, so I did grab a few things. Before we get to those, though, we'll just do the usual recap of the month in videos. Vid-wise, there was a review of Spore, which is the really good little gauntlet-y, single-screen gauntlet-y clone style game. Then there was the big review of Indie Heat, which was delayed quite a bit, but I'm glad it came out. I really was happy with the work I put into that one. Yeah, it's a good review of a good Amiga 64 game, and one I really enjoyed. It's good to actually go into that for a bit. Then, of course, there was Exelon, as frustrating as that could be, and, of course, the look at the UK release of Bionic Commando. All pretty solid games. Definitely an improvement on May's picks. Oops, I should probably forget to turn the screensaver off. So yeah, definitely an improvement. And then to round up the month, of course, last week, just a few days ago as I'm recording this, was the two parts of the 256 sub Q&A. I sort of put that together as something. I did run out of ideas. And sort of following on from that, I will probably try and put a collection together over the next month or so, as I get a chance on weekends to pull systems out, talk about them, and edit all that together. And along with that, the other thing I've been doing is I've finally solved a whole bunch of issues, and I've been doing a couple of streams. They've been Saturday evenings for me. It's not on a regular schedule yet because I've had to, I have some aspects of life, but I'm enjoying doing that. So I'm going to pop the channel there. I use Hitbox rather than Twitch because I find it way more reliable. For me, despite Twitch being really big, despite me having a really fast connection, I find it very hard I find watching Twitch to be very unstable. And with that, this month, I'm probably going to be trying to work on some new stuff. I have one new show I'm going to put together. I've been wanting to do that for a while. And I'll be looking to do some different kind of reviews for August with C64 month. So probably trying to work on those this year. So, pickups. So yeah, because I'd gotten a milestone payment for this freelance project I'm working on, I did have a bit of cash. I decided I had a chance to see a few things. So first up was a couple of Amiga games I got. The first of those being, you can't quite see it on the box, but it's the A1200 version of Pinball Fantasies, which, all honesty, it's probably my favorite computer pinball game. And what I mean by that is, when it comes to pinball games on computers, you've got ones that try to simulate real tables to varying degrees of accuracy, and of course, more recently, you have Pinball Arcade, which does an amazing job. But you also have other games that are their own original tables that feel a bit better on a computer. And out of all the ones that have been released over the years, my personal favorite is Pinball Fantasies. So I'm really glad to have that and have a proper copy to play on my Amiga. The other Amiga one I got was F-18 Interceptor, which is sort of the seminal original Amiga combat flight sim. It's actually a really good sim. I only had a brief play in free flight. I haven't quite gotten up to doing training yet. I do have to say, I really love these little EA boxes that they ship the games in Europe in. Much nicer than what we got in Australia. Really glad to have that. It's got the code wheel. The manual I have to rely on a scan of, unfortunately, but it was pretty darn cheap, so I can't complain. Next up was, and while keeping to flight simulators, was a couple of Sublogics ones for the 64. So first off, there's Jet, which is a sim of you basically fly free flight combat missions in F-16 or the FA-18. And along with that, the other one is Stealth Mission, which I don't know how well the box is going to look here because of the sort of mattish colour, which is basically F-19, F-14, and X-29. I've only played those a little bit. And they're basically, so they're built on the technology that Sublogic used for Flight Simulator 2, so they are very slow. But I've always wanted to see these two. I remember seeing Stealth Mission in particular in like a couple of roundups in some 64 mags back in the day. And I wanted to check those out, and I got them for a pretty decent price. Though these weren't, like the Amiga games, these weren't local, but they're still some really interesting simulators. I feel like I want to do a bit more around flight sims on the 64 for some reason. The other cool thing I got is this is the Gold Ribbon game pack, which is a locally produced pack from ECP, who are best known for doing a lot of distribution of EA and some other publishers' titles on the 64 and the Amiga and so on, until EA eventually acquired them. And it's like 10 games on tape of varying quality. Downside is a couple don't work, so I actually don't know what Probe is like. I was able to dump the rest, except for a couple of others, and I do have to try and get working tap files of those. There's sort of a mixed bag of some of the games here. Black Knight I've played in other compilations. Same with... No, that's the only one I've played. There's a couple of games written in the shoot 'em up construction kit, like the Alien Kills. Robotron, which is the one you're seeing footage of, is actually the most, most polished of the lot, which, for the quality of stuff that came out of Australia here is really interesting, and I sort of like looking at these in sort of, historical context stuff. So that one might be worth looking at in detail soon enough. And then, but the big thing that kind of made me happy was that I was able to get a bunch of kart games from good old RGCD, because they'd launched the retail release of P-Zero Snake, which I'm really chuffed to get my hands on, which, if you saw the roundup I did from the 2014 kart compo, this was by far my personal choice, and I think all up was the lead game in the contest. And the kart version has got a few good enhancements, better speech, more levels, passwords, bugs fixed, and a nice little intro. Really enjoying having that, and after months, I sort of did that order, and I was able to justify getting Rocket Smash EX, I should say, which was one of my favorites from the 2013 compo, and this again has a whole bunch of really cool enhancements here. It's got speech, bit more intro stuff, a little more detail in the game, great version of Jetpack, and it's good to have that on the 64, so I'm really glad, because I couldn't justify just ordering that alone. It's the postage charges and all of that, so I usually try to order two, and P-Zero Snake was perfectly timed. But that kind of leads on to, I guess, a bit of a surprise. I have some really good friends to thank for this. So I got home from work one night, and I was actually expecting it was going to be the box with that ECP compilation. And it's like, okay, is it that? And I flip around the back, and I see it's the address was from one of my good friends, Anne. And I rip it open, and I don't know how they did it. I hit a few of my friends, Raj, Stacey and Kale, put a bunch of cash and got me a Transector Ultimate cart. I had not expected to get this at all physically. Again, that was sort of one of the reasons why I was a little antsy in May, because I'd hoped that my work on that freelance project and the milestone had come to the point where I could get like the last cart out of their stack. And I don't know, I missed out. I was sort of a bit bummed. And then, this arrives, and I'm really bloody glad, because the shipping to do a single cart is a pain, and like the fact that they went and did that for me, and not many people go out of their way for that, sort of leaves me feeling like really, really warm and fuzzy inside. At the very least, I think if you're all cool people, and I hope you people viewing are, you could at least I will throw links to Ant's little shoot 'em up construction kit projects. Do head his way and throw a few bucks as a thank you, because it's like, I don't think I could do much for a while, but I would like, some love spread around. And the last thing I got, which was last weekend, was the Coleco flashback. I don't have a real one, and bit hassle-some, I know. They were available here, but a bit hassle. But I saw this, I was at Oz Comic Con, which is, a little, I guess, one of the bigger conventions that's in town, and sort of wandering around, and I sort of saw it. It's like, I'd want to get one, but I'd seen the prices on eBay to import, and it's just like not worth the hassle. But being able to pick it up was like, yeah, okay, I'll grab it. I had a quick play last weekend of the games. It's like, there are 60 odd here, and there's some good ones. I was pretty chuffed having see like the versions of Choplifter and a few others. I'm not going to pop around. I'll pop a screen online with the shot of the back and what the games are. There's actually some really good ones on the list. And there's even some like homebrew ones, which I thought was pretty cool. It's nice and compact. Yeah, pretty cool little thing. I don't know if it's worth doing it, but I thought it was pretty cool to find. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything. Like I said, next month there's a few more reviews, plans. Some gremlins cropped up this week, so things might be a little different than what I originally planned, which is a bit of a bummer. I will be working on those other shows and starting to do stuff to get stuff in place for C64 month. Yeah, and that's pretty much everything. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. As usual, if you're subscribed, thank you very much for doing that. If you haven't, please do consider doing so. This is sort of the intermission of the channels, and I always throw these sort of flickbacks every month because, for new subscribers, it's good to catch up on other stuff that I've done that you've missed, and so on. But yeah, thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you next time.